Boozy Spirits with Matt Ray and Justin Grimble.
This is all you could ever ask for, vodka.
Fill it back up.
So our guest is already complaining about his glass being empty.
Well, I can't complain too hard because it's my fault that it's empty.
You want to go back with Heaven Hill? Or you want to go with something else?
Got all kind of stuff.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, y'all have an incredible collection.
This is not even a good collection.
Try that one.
I mean,
That's what I'm drinking right now.
if you're gonna recommend it, then I'm gonna.
It's pretty good.
It is. So I'm gonna introduce our guest. Is Anwar?
Anwar,
Okay.
named after Anwar Sadat.
Really?
Yep.
Anwar Aiken.
Anwar Aiken.
And if you don't know him, you will soon, especially if you live in Northport.
New councilman.
Right now, I'm sure everybody knows who I am at this point.
I agree. But tell us a little bit about you and what you do in the community. I know you've got a couple of businesses.
So, my name is, of course, as they said, Anwar Aiken. I'm the new District 5 City Councilman in Northport. My wife and I own the Grand Event Design and Decor. It's an event rental company. So, of course, we have the tables, chairs, linens, draping, furniture, all of those things. Pretty much everything except, like, tents and bounce houses. We don't really get into that.
You owe him a table, don't you?
I do owe him a table.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up. That's my guy. I wasn't gonna do it. At least I wasn't
got
gonna do
you.
it. I wasn't gonna do
I
it
got
on
you.
the show.
There you go.
But that's what we do, as far as like how we generate money. But that's not who we are. It's just the means that allows us to do the things that we love to do to give back to the community, work with kids, charities, things of that nature. I'm also, I guess, on the West Alabama Chamber board.
Okay, cool.
On the executive board over membership and community relations, investor relations. They keep changing that title.
Yeah.
It's one thing on one page, one thing that's. But that's I guess that's what I do.
And how long have you been on the board?
So I've been on the board going on my third year.
Okay.
City council, about 30 days. Have two beautiful children, AJ, Avery. And now, of course, we have our beautiful nieces living with us. So 5 kids in the house. Me and Chanel got a 10, a 7, a 6, and a 3. So
you're drinking tonight.
there you go.
Sure.
I feel like I earned that.
Absolutely. So how's the city council been so far? 30 days in.
It's been interesting. I'm learning a lot. I understand that, hey, you're drinking through a fire hose. Like, people say that, but there's so much information coming so fast. So just taking the time to digest it. I'm reading a little bit every night so I don't just get completely overwhelmed by it. But it's been an incredible experience. Getting out to meet people. And I've met some, not all. So coming up here soon, we're going to be doing the town hall, finalizing those dates. But I really want District 5 to come out and hear what's going on in the city. I want to hear their concerns, things that they care about, and I want to represent them well at the end of the day. I want them to feel like they have been heard, not just now, but long term.
Right.
Because I'll go ahead and put this out there. I do plan on running again. Like, there was no reason to apply for the position
for sure. Right.
and then not run. But I want them to feel like there is somebody in the position who cares about things that matter to them. So, yeah.
And I know you personally, and I know that you are a stand-up guy.
Thank you.
And you're going to do what's right for the community, whether you think that's the best thing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to listen to people and factor that in.
Yeah, absolutely, because at the end of the day, we live here. Being a councilman in my position is a privilege. It's not a right.
Right.
And it's one that you have to earn every single day. And that's not my district. It's our district. It's not my city. It's our city. So we have to make decisions that are best for our city. And sometimes as leaders, you have to make decisions that you know are right, even when it doesn't make you popular. Right. But you just have to have the courage to do that. But then you have to stand on the decisions that you make. And you have to be able to look the people in the eye and say, hey, look, this is where we're going. This is why we're doing it. And then take that heat. if you can't make the decision and then stand on it and take what comes with it, then in my opinion you shouldn't have made that decision.
Respectively take it.
Yeah, respectively. Like nobody deserves to be insulted, right? But if I can say, hey, this is the direction that we're going, and this is the decision I'm making, and this is why, then I should be able to stand on that and take whatever comes with that.
Yep.
But I should also be able to articulate that point to people, and it shouldn't catch them off guard.
For sure.
So yeah.
And like Matt said, he's known you for a while. I just recently met you, but I always say I'm a people person. The first time I met you, I was like, okay, I think this guy's pretty cool.
Thank you.
It's up to you to prove me wrong, but I hope not.
Awesome.
You seem like you're a stand-up guy and straightforward and no BS about it, so I like that.
Thank you.
You didn't have that political charisma some people have, you know.
He's 30 days in.
Give
it
That's
time.
when they have it. That's when they're blowing smoke up your ass. He was just straightforward.
I tell people, I'm not political. I just really do love people.
Yeah.
And I think it catches people off guard, and then they realize, well, damn, he really does like people.
He's not lying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. This is a means for me to engage with and help more people collectively.
For sure.
That's why I did it.
Yeah.
I obviously didn't do it for the money. I didn't do it because
It was stress free.
Yeah, I didn't do it to win any popularity contest right
You
now.
had some spare time and you just wanted to.
Yeah, I needed something else going on in my life. I didn't. I don't know if y'all caught the interview, but I said, I mean, y'all aren't really popular right now when I was talking to the council. And it has gotten better, and it's getting better every day. There is a plan in place. I think it's just all about, we have to get the message out there the right way. And if you're letting people guess what's going on and try to figure out what's going on instead of saying, hey, this is what we're doing and why we're doing it, I've never seen people just make up a good reason. Like when people have to make up their own answers because you won't give them a straight answer,
You're already losing the battle.
For sure.
It's
Absolutely.
never good. I've never seen anybody come up, well, you know what? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. That never happens. That's never happened. And if you don't do it in your day-to-day life, why would you think that's going to come to you just because you have a different title or position? That's not reality.
Yeah. That makes sense.
A little bit on your background. I know you're a military guy.
So military, I've been in the military for 23 years between active duty, guard, and reserve.
Very cool.
2 deployments. I have earned the MSM, Meritorious Service Medal, twice, both on deployments. I started off when I was 21 years old as a 88 Mike truck driver. So I learned to drive everything that the military had with wheels. Then I went to 19 Kilo School, became a tanker. That's really cool. Did that down at Camp Shelby, Mississippi. Like getting to drive tanks. And a lot of people don't know this. You drive a tank, you're actually laying down, like you're laying flat. You're not sitting up, you lay flat. It's really cool. So I did that. I learned how to drive everything with tracks. So I was a master driver. Everything with wheels and tracks I learned to drive. But then you realize, you can't really get a job driving tanks. Like nobody hires you. It's cool, but
It is cool.
unless you're moving to Hollywood to be in movies, nobody does that. So then deployments, came back, got my commission, and I became a 31 Alpha or MP officer. And I've been doing that ever since. So I do anti-terrorism, physical security, operational security. That's my job now.
Awesome.
I work for a 1-star general every month, every day.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service. That's awesome.
Hey,
Definitely.
appreciate the support.
I got a buddy of mine that's in the military. He's going to F-35 school next week.
Nice.
And I was like, man, I'd love to fly in a jet. He's like, imagine flying in a jet but using missiles. I'm like, you got rubbed in my face. Like,
You get the jets and the missiles.
Yeah.
Okay, you win.
I got
You win.
here, I got a good one for you. Military related.
Okay, what you got?
You'll get a kick out of this. Let me find it real quick.
What do you think about the Garrison brothers?
From Texas.
This is surprisingly smooth.
Okay.
And it doesn't have the bite.
I'm gonna hold this up to
Like I thought there was going to be a bite,
Yeah.
but there isn't.
The first time I drank it, I really didn't like it,
check this out.
but I have grown to like it.
That is Yeah, you're taking me back.
You know who that is?
You?
It's not me.
Who's that?
Giovanni.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shout out to Giovanni. He was in the Colombian military when he was 18.
Just when you think Giovanni is not any cooler
Exactly.
or more awesome than you already know that he is. Wow. Please send this to me.
I will. I'll text it to you right now before I forget.
Yes.
Figured you get a so you can see it now that you see his face.
Yeah.
He looks 12. I mean, he really looks like 12.
Man, I love Gio, man. Shout out to Gio. He's like,
For community, I mean, he is
man,
like no other.
when I grow up, right?
Exactly.
I figured you get a kick out of that since you're military.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll text it to you.
And so outside of the military, that was one side of the house. So at the same time, like I said, I was active guard and reserve. I was also in the railroad industry for about 16 years. So I started with the railroad down in New Orleans right after Katrina, like literally right after Katrina, when the city was still rebuilding. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
And so I did that. Then I went into management, went to Gulfport, Mississippi, then over to Monroe, another deployment, came back, met my beautiful wife, Chanel. And so we were kind of just trying to find a place between our families. Her family's in Atlanta, my family's in Louisiana, Texas. And so Tuscaloosa was kind of right in the middle. I didn't plan on staying here. She didn't plan on staying here. Like, that wasn't our original intent. We lived in Traditions condominiums right off Veterans. We stayed there for about a year. We didn't even completely unpack. Like when I say we weren't staying. We're
getting out of here.
But then pregnant, kids, business, it just kind of started snowballing. Mm-hmm. And fast forward 10 and a half, almost 11 years. I mean, this is home now.
That's pretty cool. What part of Louisiana?
So I'm originally from Minden, Louisiana, small town, North Louisiana, about 20 miles outside of Shreveport.
Okay.
Went to school in Louisiana, Northwestern State. Forkham, go Demons. And my wife, she played ball at South Carolina. Missed the Don Staley era by a little bit, but if y'all know my wife, she's 6'6", beautiful, amazing, played ball. She swears she can still ball. Well, here's the deal. She can still ball. The recovery is not the same.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, yeah.
But that one game, she gonna give it to you. She gonna give it to you point game.
She could definitely whoop me in the mat fast, I'm sure. 100% on that one.
So, how do you feel about the water park?
That was my question. Man.
Oh, my bad.
Stole my question.
We'll just drink for a little bit.
Go ahead.
It's
not a water park. It's a destination.
It is. It's a Clearwater Lagoon.
No. So we'll keep that question.
Okay.
We'll keep that question. I feel great about the water park,
Right.
because I thought it was going to be a water park. Now, when you transition to University Beach, that's a different subject.
It is.
It's I thought we were getting something like Fed, and I was kind of excited about that.
Really?
Like a water park like that, I think it would be cool. Like that to me was not overwhelming for the city. I think a lot of people really did like that and were on board with that.
It fit the structure of the city.
It made sense to them. They was like, okay, yeah, this is something that we can get behind. Then it becomes University Beach, and it gets really, really big. And it's like, well, wait a minute. And that's when I stepped back and I was like, I don't know if I'm 100% on this right here.
Yeah.
I get the why.
Yeah.
Right. There's two ways to raise money for a city: either partnerships with corporations or taxes. As businessmen, we understand. Look, I'm taxed out.
Amen.
Like I don't want to pay any more taxes.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm still reading a lot about it. And I'm getting
there's a good podcast about it.
I'm getting a lot of information, probably faster than I can digest it. But yeah,
It's a lot of private money that's coming into this area for Northport.
It is. But okay. So
I'm trying to do the plus.
No,
the positive.
I asked myself a realistic question. If I had $350 million to do anything.
You would never see my ass again. That's number one.
Well, because I try to play devil's advocate. If I had that money and I had that opportunity, would I do that in Northport?
Yeah.
I don't know that I would.
Right.
But I would also say that we don't have that kind of money, so we don't really know.
We don't know.
And I'm sure there's all kind of tax advantages
Different
that they
thinking than
get
us.
There's
from the state, from the city, from
at this point I will say I'm still learning.
Yeah.
There has to be more to it than I know and I understand at this particular moment. But I'm still reading through the contract, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there.
Yeah.
If you want a copy of it, go to the city of Northport, ask for a copy. They can either show it to you or within a reasonable amount of time, because the city still has to run, you can get a copy of it. Like, and read it.
yeah.
Read it, learn it, understand it. Not telling you to like it, not telling you not to like it. But at least read it, understand it, and know what you like and what you don't like.
For sure.
And look, I've been hit by so many people just from day one. Almost stop the park.
That's what I was going to say. To be clear, like, it's done. That's a done deal. Like, you can't stop it just because you took over Jeff's spot and you're like, okay, now I'm going to veto it. Like, it's a done deal, right?
Well, one, I don't have veto power, and I get one vote.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, I get one vote. Mm-hmm. And so trying to get up to speed on exactly where we are in the process, that's another matter entirely. So I ask people to be patient and understanding. And again, so many people have hit me with feelings and feelings and feelings and feelings. And I get it. Mm-hmm. And I respect that. Feelings are real and they matter. And I don't ever want to minimize that. But I was talking to somebody, honestly, right before I came here, and I was like, feelings are great. Facts are better.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Like, if so many people are adamant against it, stop looking into your feelings. Not that they don't matter, but get into the facts. Yeah. And find facts that support how you feel. That's more important.
That's smart.
Because I can't go into a council meeting or any other meeting and be like, hey, man, I feel. Right. I feel. And then be like, I feel like you
You're gonna be
in your feelings. Like, it doesn't help me. It doesn't help anybody. Mm-hmm. Like, we have to come from a place of facts if you really have this issue, right?
Yep.
So
that makes sense. Stole my question.
I mean, look, I knew that was coming.
That's the first thing I said when I met him in Jalapenos the other night.
Look, and do I know that 100% that it's a done deal? I don't know that. Mm-hmm. But again, go get your contract.
Right.
At the city of Northport. Read it. Read it.
That's, like you said, that's factual. That's the contract.
No, not what you heard, not what you think, not how you feel.
Yeah.
Read the black and white.
Mm-hmm. That's great that you can get that and actually and see it and read it.
And this will shock y'all, but I know that no more than 10 people have actually gone
I'm sure,
and got a copy of the contract.
People just like bitching, complaining, then don't do nothing. Like you said, like, go get it, go read about it, go learn about it.
You got to be a Northport resident?
I don't know. I don't know if they check your ID.
Right.
I'll get you one.
You are.
My dad taught me, he said, sometimes people are mad enough to talk about it, and other times they're mad enough to do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually the first one that's the majority.
The first one is easier.
Yeah. And especially nowadays on social media, because you just get behind your keyboard and you can say whatever you want to. But they don't want to come sit there face to face and tell you what they just blasted you on social media about or something, you know?
Oh, man. Cyber courage is amazing.
It is.
It is amazing.
It's like whiskey courage.
Well, you mix those two together, then it's like dynamite.
If you got whiskey and cyber, look, that's C4, baby. Like,
A little bit of both. That should be a new hashtag.
What about the sports part?
I think the sports complex is going to be awesome. I'm really excited about that. Of course, sports is huge in this area, not just football. I mean, we do have the University of Alabama, but there's so many other sports there. Mm-hmm. Baseball is big.
Bunch of stuff.
So I'm excited about that, and I would love for us to build infrastructure around that to support that and the people that are going to come to our community. That'll be awesome.
It'd be really nice to have. You might not know this question. You might have to find the answer for me. My wife told me to ask you.
Okay.
What's the ruling in Northport to have chickens?
no idea.
Because we used to live in Huntington.
Okay.
And we had backyard chickens. Just 3 hens, they make little pecking sounds and give us eggs. No rooster, nothing like that. Didn't bother nobody. Now we live in Bristol Park, got an HOA.
Okay.
So she was looking it up. She's like, I would love to have chickens again. I was like, the HOA agent will shut it down. So she's like, Tuscaloosa says you can have them as long as it's 1 mile away from another house, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know where they
In
get.
Tuscaloosa.
No, not 1 mile. I'm sorry, 1 football field.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's Alabama. It's Tuscaloosa. I mean, I get the football field.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, what's the difference? Football field, half a football field, whatever. So she was asking, what's Northport? I'm like, I don't know.
I have no idea. But
Maybe I should come to the council meeting and I'll ask that.
well, now I'm just oddly curious.
And I understand why they have the rules because, like, food, we wanted chickens, but then somebody else was like, I'm going to get a donkey. I'm going to get a cow in my backyard. Like, but chickens, like, they're so easy. They're so cool. I taught them tricks. I taught them how to. I swear. I got a video. I'll show you.
Man.
I think I'm lying.
How do you have this time?
I'm creative.
Obviously. Now, you know what? I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna be brave. What did you teach them?
I'm going to show you.
It's kind of scary.
It is awesome. Let's see it. It was a while ago before we moved. Let's find it.
Chickens. Wow, that's awesome.
Look at this.
Did you teach them that, or are they just jumping for the food?
No, I taught them that. They followed me around the yard.
If you didn't have the food and you told them to jump, would they
little,
jump?
Little coop. They just followed me around.
Oh, we had 6 chickens.
That's awesome.
Coaling, but that's coaling,
Yeah, it's a little different.
Dude, never bought eggs. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
You get fresh eggs every day. It was awesome.
We had 2 ducks also.
That's what she wants to get back to it, but I was like, I don't think it's gonna happen in Bristol Park.
Get you some chickens.
There are moments that remind me I'm still in Alabama.
When you're talking about chickens?
This is one of those moments.
So I could go to the
Onward,
council
this is
meeting.
Alabama.
I'll get some overalls, but like, can I have some chickens? I get Ryan Phillips to back me, do a story on me.
Look, when y'all get my wife on here, if y'all ever interview her,
Yeah, we need to.
she wants goats. She has this crazy obsession of either the little baby goats, or the fainting goats that she just wants to. And I'm like,
that's a twofer: goats and chickens. You can find out both together.
I'm
Satisfy both our wives. Get them an answer.
I'm good though. Like I'm 44. I ain't never had a chicken, and I'm okay. I ain't never had a goat. That's not. Well, I had a goat burger, right?
Did you?
I did. So when on one of the deployments, we stopped and we're riding around and we didn't get back to eat, and so we had mystery meat on the stick, and we had goat burgers.
That's cool.
Pretty good.
It is.
Couldn't tell the difference.
It's somewhere between a hamburger and a deer burger.
Okay.
It's kind of right in the middle.
Little gamey.
Not as much as deer, but I mean it's really freaking good though.
Yeah.
Try it.
Hey, I'll have another one,
You had
especially if she buy a goat.
you have goats, you could have it.
Lord, if she got a goat and I did that might be a deal breaker. That might be.
What's your next poison? You on Heaven Hill again? Whatever you want.
Man, I tell you what, surprise me. Just surprise me.
Let me think.
Have you tried Still Austin?
I haven't tried Still Awesome. As I'm looking around, so Michener's American, like I love that. Went to that distillery.
Yeah.
Um,
Distillery. Tell us about.
Let 'em-
You've been on the Bourbon Trail.
Let them try the Dread River behind you.
so yes, the Bourbon Trail.
Have you had Dread River before?
I haven't.
So this is their whiskey. It's basically like their Jack Daniels kind of.
Okay.
They do a bourbon also, but this is their whiskey.
You tell me when.
When? You see the arm speeding up. The Bourbon Trail. So a frat brother of mine, we went on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail it's been about 2 years ago now. And we hit, it was 13 or 14 distilleries in like 2.5 days.
Oh, y'all packed it in.
That's going hard.
Look,
Yes.
and so the first day we were all like in downtown Louisville, thank God. because we really didn't think this through. We started off at Michener's, and we went to Evan Williams.
That one's awesome. It's like a Disney thing almost.
Yes.
I did that one. It's pretty cool.
Yes. And so we went to 3 distilleries. We started at 9 a.m. And no, we went to 4. We went to 4 distilleries by noon. And so you do the tastings and you get like this much.
It adds up.
Like, we're smart guys, but it never really registered to us. Wait a minute, when you have 4 of these, now you're at 16 all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So it's like 11:30, and we're walking, and I'm like, "Hey, man, the sidewalks look like it's shifting a little bit on me." He said, "Man, me too."
It's just Louisville.
And so we saw a Jimmy John's, and so we go into
That was
Jimmy
smart.
John's, and so we didn't buy sandwiches. We just got 2 loaves of bread. we get 2 loaves of bread. We sit on the benches. When the next one? He was like 2:30. All right, and we just sat there on the bench, street of Louisville, watching cars go by,
Eating bread.
eating bread.
Probably look like homeless guys.
Look,
Look drunk.
Look, we had to bring it back down because and we realized the next day we were going to be on the road. We were like, we got to plan better for this because there's no way we can hit all of these and take these shots at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So that was.
Like you said, you don't think about it because I do the same thing at home, like designing drinks for jalapenos. I'll make cocktails. I'll try 5 or 6 variations. This one sucks. This one's good. And I was like, whoa. I was telling my wife, I didn't even drink nothing. She's like, you just had 8 different margaritas and you tried all of them. I'm like, I didn't drink them, but I tried them. But you're like, but it starts adding up.
It adds up, and I realized that we had 4 at each one, and then Rod got that's my frat brother. He bought a special package where they had 2 of their high-end bourbons at Evan Williams. So it was like 18 samples between 9 to 12.
Did you try their red label one, the one they only make in Japan and downtown?
Yes, the red label. So
Did you get a bottle?
I got a bottle.
I did too. They came around because that's when we went to Angel's Envy first. I bought my first bottle of whiskey at Angel's Envy. I had nothing. That was like it was me and my buddy Todd. Then we went to Evan Williams and we're like, 130, we ain't buying that shit, $130. We tasted it, we're like, get one of those bottles.
Get one of those bottles. Get one of those bottles.
Now I probably got like 600 bottles at home. It's stupid.
See, and think about the Evan Williams one. You can only buy the red label if you take the tour that day. If you leave, you can't buy it.
Or in Japan.
Yeah.
I got one from Japan too.
So, and what's crazy is I was sitting there and I was like, man, I'm not paying this. And I texted Chanel. I was like, they want $130 for it. She said, boy, you on vacation. When she said that, everywhere I went, I was swiping it up. I came back with like 13 bottles, and she was like, "Calm down."
Like, vacation.
Too late.
It don't count.
Too late. You already told me I can go.
It's hard not to buy a bottle when you're there. I mean, it's
it is.
almost
And
impossible.
they sell it to you. They're like, hey, you can only buy it here. Then you taste it. You're like, this is really good. And they're like, you have to do a tour. You have to buy it here, or if you're in Japan.
And you're drinking, so you already got a little bit loose.
Yep.
Right.
And I bottled my own Angel's Envy. I bottled one of those that I still have.
That was shut down when we went, so we couldn't do that.
See, that one I'm saving because whenever I can have my first drink with my daughter, she and I will crack open the Angel's Envy.
Said she's 10 now.
No, she's
not one of the
she's
10-year-olds?
6.
Okay.
So
I know you said you had a
She's
couple.
gonna be a
10-year-olds.
while.
yeah, it's gonna sit there for a while. The Knob Creek, I got so that one I'm saving, and I did my thumbprint on that one, which is really cool. And so I'm saving that to have with my son and his son. Now, I know people thinking, man, that's a long way away. Well, my thumbprint's on it. So even if by then the good Lord calls me home, I'm still going to be there.
That's awesome.
They're going to crack they're going to have to crack the thumbprint for him and his son to have it.
That's awesome.
And I'm still going to be there.
How old is he now?
He's 10.
Okay, so he's still good. I was saying when he's getting old enough, you have to tell him and give him a stern warning. Like, if I died, you don't open this damn bottle.
Do not open it. This will be in the will, in writing. Don't mess this up.
You can go buy stuff. I'll leave you money. Go buy something else. Don't open this one.
And then the red label, Chanel's been trying to crack that one open
Really?
for
The Evan Williams?
the Evan Williams red label. She's been trying to crack that one open for a while. I said, I think I set up like $1.5 million goal in the business, and I said, when that happens, have at it. So she was like, bet. She is taking that as a personal challenge.
It won't be long.
Hey,
It will not be.
me and Giovanni set a goal like that. When we hit a number, we're gonna get agave tattoos.
Yeah.
We hit it, and he won't get one.
Really?
What?
He backed out. I didn't say that. I'm like, you said it. I was like, for downtown, when we hit, $1 million in sales, let's get agave. I ain't doing that. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
I'll do
Did you get it?
Not yet. I'm going to.
Okay.
And this? Oh my God. Yo, that was amazing.
Thank you. That was good stuff.
That was good stuff. Mine didn't last.
I found 6 bottles in my closet last night that I hid.
How convenient.
Hid.
Yeah. From himself.
Yeah, for myself.
Hey, there you go.
I saw somebody, because I did that label, designed it, printed them up, and hand numbered all of them. Somebody was selling a bottle online with Nick Saban's signature on the other side.
Nice.
I was like, well, Saban signed. I did the other side. I signed the numbers.
Yeah.
And that was my baby right there. It was a good one.
hey, that was nice.
Thank you.
That was nice.
Then I got a red label open. Y'all can come to the house and try it too.
Okay. Hey, you got to take me with a good time.
I live in District 4.
The lines are imaginary. The lines are imaginary.
Whose district?
Jamie's.
Jamie, okay.
over there too.
Yeah. Gio tried to get me to run. You believe that?
Gio did.
Yeah, I know you don't know me well enough now, but after a while, you'd be like, I know.
Nah.
Gio had to be. That was in Mexico, wasn't it?
No, that was way before all that.
Okay.
Jamie's been there a couple years.
Yeah.
Oh, run against Jamie?
Well, like, this was before because it was a
Okay.
vacant. She ran and won, but it was
Right.
before she started campaigning and stuff. I'm like, he's like, everybody loves you. I'm like, I'm not political.
I agree
I'd
with
get up
that.
there and be cussing and
Here's the deal. You don't have to be political. You really have to care about people.
well,
You have to care about people
I'm
and
not
you have to put in
politically correct. That's different.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's different. Let me clarify that.
No.
Like somebody would get up there and say something, be like, "You fuck kidding me?" And be
Yeah.
like, "You can't say that here." I'm like, "My bad. I'm sorry."
Yeah, sometimes you gotta bite your tongue. He doesn't bite his tongue,
No filter, doesn't bite the tongue.
which I think is great. Which is why I love him. It's why we have this podcast.
That's true.
Hey, look, there's nothing better than knowing where you stand with a person.
I agree. I think that's
Like-
the best.
Like, if having people believe that they have this relationship with you
Yeah.
when they really have this relationship with
Yeah.
you,
Oh, no.
that's
Yeah.
you're doing a disservice to that person.
That's why we don't like most politicians. Most politicians.
Yeah.
That's how.
I mean, I think that's fair.
I agree.
I think the local politicians are a lot better than state and federal.
That's how I went to city council to get our liquor license for downtown. Giovanni's like, "The hell you wearing?" I was like, "Sasquatch shirt."
Did you do your eyes like that the whole time?
But you know what?
That's me.
You're true to who you are as a person.
That's what I always say. Like, I don't care. Walt loved it.
Yeah. Be
It caught
be-
him off guard. He's like, "I just love you. You're so cool, Joe. I love your shirt."
Yeah, man. Like,
That's
tell
who I
people-
am. Like, I don't care. Like,
Look, I've spent 44 years being me. Like, I can't be anybody else.
Right.
I would fail trying to be somebody else. Why do that?
Did you ever want to get in politics? Do you ever think about it? I mean, I'm sure you have because I know you.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. And I'll be honest, like, so this whole whirlwind of how I got in this position, I was already thinking about running against Jeff in 25. I had shared that with my wife. I had shared it with a couple other people. And so my plan was to start really kind of toward the end of this year, start ramping up my presence in certain places.
Mm-hmm.
And like, no lie, I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and Chanel says, "Jeff quit." What? And she came and showed me the picture, and I'm like, "Oh snap, he quit." She said, "You gonna run?" I was like, "You think I should run?" She said, "Hell yeah." And I'm like, "All right." So I mean, she was immediately on board with it.
Cool.
And she was like, "What do you have to do?" I said, "I have no idea." I said, "But I'm going to ask."
Yeah.
And then it came out to apply for the position, and I did my resume, did my cover letter, sent it in.
And I think the city did a great job, and I think it's going to be an asset in the end.
sure.
Thank you.
You will definitely be an asset for Northport
Thank you.
Thanks.
and West Alabama and the water park.
It's a resort.
Hey,
University
I want to
Beach.
see a picture of me when he does the ribbon cutting out there. I think it'll be good. In your Speedo?
Look, Those track days, those speedo track days are gone. We're not doing that. That's the last
I
thing
get
we
it.
need.
I get it.
We'll do a podcast out there on the island.
I think we will.
Y'all are so messy, man. Y'all are messy.
Matt will just be floating around.
Yeah.
We can get some little lapel mics so you can hear you.
Or not. Do it like jalapenos last night.
Have a big floaty in the middle of the lagoon.
Yeah.
Just going in a circle.
I think a jalapenos out there would be great.
Yeah, we're good.
Serious?
We got one down the road.
Dude, you're right at the freaking beach, though. I mean, honestly, you'd have palm trees out there and margaritas and...
It's true. We call it jalapenos on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, we got one down the road. We're good.
No comment.
I'll be out there. I'm thinking about a brewery out there. University Beach Brewing.
I don't want a brewery. I want my own bourbon though. That's what I want.
Well, let's do it.
Tell you, I'll hook you up with Juicy and Dread River.
I mean, yeah.
Is that Dread River? What do you think about that?
Has a little more bite.
So that's just like their plain whiskey.
Yeah. Not that hard hitting Kentucky hug.
Yeah.
There's
I got some of their bourbon open at home too. You need to come try
the
it.
bourbon's good.
Their bourbon's really good.
We gotta have it up here.
We don't have any here. I gotta bring some. I'll bring some over here.
Okay. What's that over there? Black River.
So tell me,
Dread
like,
River.
I know people ask y'all all the time, but like, why did y'all start a podcast? Like, what is the coolest thing that has come from the podcast?
It was really just organic. Like I met Matt at AA one day.
Right. We had to be there. The city made me go. I don't know why Justin was there. Maybe his family or something.
I'm guessing y'all didn't graduate the program.
I just kidding. I don't even remember how we even met. I don't know, some chamber shit Giovanni made me go to, I think.
Yeah. So he's not a very social person.
Nah, I'm introvert. I like just hanging out with my friends.
So I try to get him to after hours every month. Never.
I don't like it.
He went one time because
I've
it
been
was
twice.
Avenue Pub right down the street, and he walked down
He made
there.
me go.
Yeah. And
Come on, man.
we started talking, and I'm like, dude, we got to do a podcast.
It was fun. I met Steve there. Dorio. wherever.
Stevie D.
Stevie D.
I don't know Stevie D.
WVUA. He looks
Have
like
they not did an interview?
He looks like
Man,
a gangster.
WVUA?
I've done so many interviews. I'm almost not even sure who the hell I've talked to at this point. Like every time I run, you want to do an interview, man? Come on, man. Like,
This is the first podcast.
second podcast.
Okay.
Well, no.
First big
Since.
First big podcast.
First big podcast. first since.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
First
cool.
since.
And you've got a podcast. Tell us about that.
Oh, let's circle back. We got to finish our story. We'll circle
my
back to
bad.
this.
Well, no, I
We got sidetracked.
want to start my podcast.
Okay.
And
okay.
as I'm looking around and seeing all the equipment, I'm like, a little bit behind the curve, but that's all right.
We do consultations.
Yeah.
Boozy Spirits consultations. No, anyway, so we were just hanging out. Like, we traded some bourbons, and we started doing. I think Matt came was like, we should do a review, like on YouTube or something. All these people were doing them, tons of followers. So
I watch a lot of YouTube videos about bourbon.
I think that I want to say that night I was probably drinking, and I made the Boozy Spirits. I came up with that and made a logo, and he's like, "That's amazing. Let's do it." So we just kind of
Went all
naturally
in.
evolved.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing it?
October?
Yeah, October, September, November, somewhere in there.
Nice.
Not too long, but we're getting movement on it. Getting some good guests and a lot of interaction with people, and basically socialites now. Everybody knows us.
We are really popular with drunks. And I don't know what that says about us.
And being honest, it's fun just having people like you on here that sit there, drink. You're a normal person. It's like people tell me, I watched the episode of Walt, like, he seems really cool. I never knew he was like that, because it's just, just sitting there having a drink, talking instead of what you see on TV or what you think of somebody.
People,
It's different.
yeah, it's like this is there's a difference between what I do and who I am.
Yeah.
Right? Like my job, my career, my business. That's what I do to provide for my family.
When you're in work mode, you're a different
I'm in
person.
work mode.
Or even
Like,
in like an interview mode, too. It's probably going to be different than what you're just hanging out here talking
Just-
like a normal person.
If he's
Just
in bourbon
hanging out.
mode, I'm sure it's different than all of it.
That's true.
true. Like, I mean, we all wear different hats, and like we try to pretend like we don't. I was gonna say let our hair down, but I don't got none. But like we all unwind, we all relax.
Yeah.
Like nobody does this all the time.
Yeah.
And so just be yourself, man.
And that's what we kind of evolved it from doing reviews to having, everybody, politicians, distilleries, reps, just anybody wants to come on. Next week, Deontay's coming on, Wilder.
Yes.
He's going to come on. We got Roll Tide Willie coming on.
Man,
Just whoever.
Man, there are so many.
Sometimes we got to scrape the bottom of the barrel and get people on.
But there's so
Talking
many
about me.
amazing people in this community that have incredible stories that
sure,
people
yeah.
don't even know.
Exactly.
Even like we had Kip Tyner on. I've known him
Yeah.
for years. He started talking about that when he went to UA that he was working for Bear Bryant. I never knew that.
and
a
Bear
lot-
paid for all his school.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't know that. So it's like, man, I learned something about Kip that nobody probably sees. They just see him as the council president doing political stuff.
Yeah.
Just stuff like you doing military. I didn't know that.
Everybody has a
Their
cool
story.
story.
Yes.
Like they didn't just miraculously show up out of nowhere. They got here some kind of way.
Life's too damn serious with wars and all this going on. Sometimes you just need a drink and just talk and just
Man, look, it's
find somebody's story.
you say that I've been deployed twice.
It's a good tagline.
My second one was chill, right? That was in Kuwait. But that first one was like my unit. We were going out on missions every day, and we were finding, like the mission was to find people who didn't want to be found and weren't happy when we showed up.
Yeah.
Like that's not ever fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you realize there's so much more to it. Because, I mean, I wish I can sit here and tell y'all that everybody that left with us came back, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you realize, man, there's so much more things in life that are important. And if you don't maintain that perspective, you can lose yourself in a whole bunch of stuff that at the end of the day doesn't mean anything. Like you moments like this, interactions like this, these are things that matter.
For sure.
Think if us as a human race could do away with war and focus all that energy on positive. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
You're right. And I think there's more great things that are happening in the world, but I don't think that gets advertised.
Yeah.
The way
It's
that
not
it should.
newsworthy.
Yeah, especially on
Yeah.
news. Yeah, it's all negative.
Well, I was talking to somebody today, and they said, "Why is news so negative?" I said, "Because people like to see that there's people out there doing worse than them."
Yeah.
You're exactly
People like
right.
people like to see
Like
people being miserable.
I didn't have a good day, so it's good for me to turn on the news and see that somebody had a crappier day than me.
Yeah.
Like, damn, really?
At least I'm
That
not getting
sucks.
shot at today, so I'm good.
No, well, I didn't get shot at, or
Yeah.
That's
I didn't
what,
have this bad event happen to me.
For sure. That's what Bill Murray said on Ghostbusters. He's like, it's every New Yorker's God-given right to be miserable.
That's true.
But you
They like it.
You should want the best, not just only for you, but for other people.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
even on TV, when I see bad things happening to other people, some people are like, "Man, better you, not me." Man, I'm glad it's them instead of me. No, I'm not glad it's them either.
Right.
Like it sucks.
Yeah.
There's not enough people that want to help other people. Just like we were approached by some ladies at the Food and Wine that had a podcast. They're trying to get it off the ground, asking us. I sit there and told them all about it. I'm like, you can call and text me, whatever you want to help set up. Like, I'll help you. You're doing wine. You know, you could say it's competing with us, but I was like, I want you to succeed. If you do it and you do 10,000 million followers and we don't, like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see you lift you up. Like, that's cool.
It's a rising tide.
Instead
The more,
of being an asshole, be
it
like,
lifts
nah, I
everybody.
don't really want to help you do nothing.
And people go, "Well, what's the catch?"
Yeah.
There's not a catch.
So I was like, I don't not charge you nothing. Like, I just want to help you.
How much it costs? What's this? What's that? No, just here.
Yeah.
I can have it. Yes. And they're looking at you like they stole something. No, like
Just want to help you.
just help you.
And like you're saying, people like, you know, being deployed, people seeing stuff all around the world. There's a lot of people that don't have those privileges or hadn't been anywhere. So I think it's fantastic. I'm going to get to go to the beach in Northport.
That's a good segue.
But in all honesty, it kind of is, though.
I should
Like,
just brought a bag of
really
sand in
is.
here and just dropped it on the table and be like, "Look,
There it is.
let's beach it up."
Jokingly, but it really is, though. I know there's people that can't afford to go to the beach. And if they have something here, they could go to something like that. That's one positive.
If they can afford the entry fee. What?
You can
But
go-
it costs money to go to the
You
beach.
can go to the boardwalk for free.
Plus, there's that Buc-ee's on the way to the beach.
We're going to get a Buc-ee's in Northport.
I have no idea. But if I'm going to ask a question, no.
Chickens and buckies
No. Hey,
and goats.
Man, like I walked into Buc-ee's one time and
The place is wild.
look, I messed around. I'm like, how did I spend $70 in a gas station? Like you walk into Buc-ee's and you be like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, it's like a real life infomercial.
It is.
For adults. And you be like, oh man, I remember this as a kid. And you just start picking stuff up.
I got you beat. We spent $200. We bought a whole brisket. Me and my buddy were like, "Can you buy a whole brisket?" They're like, "You want a whole one?" Like entire brisket. They're like, "Yeah." We're like, "Give us a whole one."
Man, look, those brisket burritos, look, they on time.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So we took the whole brisket back home and had a cookout with it. We didn't have to cook it. It was
How do
good.
you have a cookout and not cook?
Go to Buc-ee's. You can't beat their brisket though.
Man, it's like
We made brisket
it's
chili.
it's
with
for
it the next
real.
day.
Yeah. They're back there cooking for
Oh, yeah.
real.
They don't cook them there. I looked
What?
that up on the way there. They get
What?
them. They get them shipped in every single day. Because we were talking about like, how did they cook all these? Where's the smokers at?
Dude,
So I found
Like,
an
lost
article.
the
oh,
magic.
man.
I found an
like
article.
moving the curtain.
They get every Buc-ee's. They have like a main smoker somewhere, and they just cook it all day and ship it to all the gas stations.
Now I'm sad. It's like you.
Took away the magic.
I didn't want to see the wizard behind the curtain, man. Just let me live there. Just let me live there.
I like going down rabbit holes. So that was one of them.
The Buc-ee's brisket surge.
Yeah, I found it.
What would you like to see happen in Northport?
Like
I really-
distillery.
Distillery. Maybe your own bourbon distillery?
No.
Dispensary.
Yeah. That is an excellent question.
We always ask.
How's your feeling on legalized marijuana?
It ain't for me. Me personally.
Right. But listen to the people. What the people want.
Right now, all the people want to talk about it is University Beach. I've had a ton of questions, and that hasn't been any of them. Seriously though, what do I want for Northport? I honestly,
Yeah, he did. That's a good poly. He's learning. He's got it.
well, so y'all gonna laugh. There's a kids show called Zootopia. Go look at it. It's a great show.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, take the question they ask yourself the question you want to ask, and then answer that question.
I like that. Smart.
But you did ask me that question. You just threw another one in there. But no, seriously, what I want to see in Northport, I want Northport to honestly reach its potential and be the best Northport that it can be. But I do believe that there are some obstacles and some challenges that Northport has to overcome, address, and be honest about.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that I've kind of run across three different types of people. I've run across people who don't want Northport to change at all. They're perfectly happy and content with Northport exactly how it is. And that's because how Northport currently is very advantageous for them, right? And I've come across some people, and again, all the last 30 days, who want Northport to be better, but not necessarily better for everyone. And
Selfishly for
yeah,
them.
and they want to have direct control over what better looks like. And then there are people who genuinely, truly want Northport to be the absolute best Northport that it can be. And I'm thankful that there are an overwhelming majority of those people than the latter two. I think the other thing that Northport, and I will say this to all Northport residents, there are great people in Northport who are still sitting on the sidelines.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of people, the
Yeah.
third group, they don't talk.
There are great people in the city of Northport who just aren't in the game.
You need to be vocal and need to be
Like,
active.
yes, like we need loud people, mean people, rude people, negative. Where are the good people at? There are
Yeah.
great people in Northport, and you need to show up.
Yeah.
That
agree with you.
that will help Northport be better. And then I would say that instead of always looking outward, go home and look in the mirror and commit to you being a better person tomorrow than you were today. And if 100 people do that and show up better tomorrow than they did today, then Northport is better.
For sure.
And then the next day, another 100, then another 100, then another 100. And if we get to, and depending on how Google feels, it'll tell you 32 or 33,000 people are in Northport. But when we have thousands of people every day say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be a better person tomorrow than I was today. Mm-hmm. And give grace. Like, grace is the thing that God gives us even when we don't deserve it. Like, give grace to people. Like, nobody's perfect. You're not perfect.
Exactly.
We've all made mistakes. And so often it's like we judge other people on their actions, but then we judge ourselves on our intent. Well, I mean, I didn't mean to do it like that. Yeah. But then, look what you did. See, that's what you did. You did that. You did that. But then, well, man, that's not what I meant. That's not what I was trying to say. That's not how I wanted it to come across.
Mm-hmm. You sound like my 17-year-old, 18-year-old. That's not what I meant to say. I'm like, well, that's what you said.
That's what you said, right? But like, give grace to people, man. Like, nobody's perfect. Nobody has a great day every day. You don't. I don't. And thankfully, that, man, when I don't have my best days, like, somebody says, you know what, Anwar's not having a good day, because I have more good days than bad days. Right. So that's what I would say, man. Just go in the mirror and show up tomorrow as a better person, and give somebody the benefit of the doubt. If they're having a bad day, don't think that they're a jerk or they're this or that or the other. Care enough to be like, hey, man, you good? Mm-hmm. You good?
So what I got out of that was you're good with dispensaries. Did you get that? I mean, I think that's what he was saying.
It makes you
Oh,
better.
man, that's great.
Hey, I think you're onto something. I mean that is true.
Thank you.
If we as people would do that, and we need to.
That's what I do.
I'm talking about you.
That's what I do.
Okay.
I only flicked off that lady today because she cut me off.
I mean, that happens. I think driving is what causes a lot of freaking in this town.
If it's like everybody's always late, like, it's like, but you're going to the same place at the same time.
See, I'm the guy that's always early. So when people are like in school, car rider line, like rushing, I was like, she left earlier. I'm just chilling, going 25. That's what the speed limit is. Like, ain't my fault.
Like, look,
They ain't getting pulled over.
Look, I'm with you. Early is on time. On time is late.
Yeah, 100%.
And like,
Young kids don't get that.
no, like I'm not in a rush anymore.
Yeah.
That's not,
Like,
if somebody rides up on my ass, I'll slow down.
there have been times.
But you used to be that guy that rode up on
No,
that.
never.
Really?
No. I even did it to a cop the other day on Martin Road. He rode up on my ass. I was going the speed limit. He was right on my ass. I slowed down. He was waving his hands. I'm like, dude, if you got somewhere to go, you can go around me. You got emergency lights.
You slow down. I have taken my foot completely off the accelerator.
Hey, I went from Jalapenos, Rose Boulevard to Bristol Park, 2 miles. Speed limit's 35. It changes to 45. I went 12 the whole way home. Somebody was like double flicking me off. They got into the suicide lane, shot off, flicked me off. Cop pulled him over. I'm like, hey,
There
you
was
don't
one
come behind me
time,
flicking me off. Like you said, I'll go 10. I ain't got nowhere to be.
somebody had a real bad case one day and rode up on me. I intentionally missed 3 lights.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. And this is one of those weekends where Chanel and the kids were out of town. They were in Atlanta doing a thing.
I knew I liked you.
I had nowhere to be. Nowhere. And look, they told me it was another 20 minutes before my food was ready at Longhorns. Like, I was in no rush.
Yeah, I knew I liked you.
When am I going to get there on time for? Get there and wait?
I'll slow down and sit there at the light and looking at it's yellow. I'll just gun it real quick and it hits red. I'm like, I'm stuck.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
I've done that a few times. But I'm not doing it in an aggressive way. I'm just like, hey, you're the one being aggressive. I'm just chilling.
So who's been the best podcast guest?
Probably you.
I'd say you.
That might be the bourbon.
You today. Definitely you today.
Yeah.
Y'all have more guests today? See, look at y'all. No.
I don't know. It's a tough question. It's all different.
It is
We've
different.
got so many different spectrums and all over the place. And I don't know if spectrum's the right word. We ain't have any autistic people, but you know what I meant.
You said artistic? I'm pretty artistic.
Not really. I don't know who the best
That's why
was.
he's not in politics.
I can see it now. you said get to know me. I see
Yeah,
it.
now you see it.
Got you. Got you.
That's what would happen.
Oh, wait till he texts you at 2 a.m. and some of the pictures and
Rabbit holes.
man.
You a flat earther?
No, I'm not a flat earther.
Okay.
I'll go down some rabbit holes, but not flat earther.
Yeah.
Who was the best? I don't know. That's a tough question.
I don't really have one that's the best.
They most all have been good.
Yeah.
Have y'all learned anything interesting?
For sure.
Like that was just like man, that was just really dope.
Like Kip Tyner's thing, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the Bear Bryant stuff I mentioned earlier.
Distillery tours have been amazing to me because
Those have
I'm
been pretty
I'm
cool.
into that. I mean,
Have you been to George Dickel?
Mm-mm.
You need to go to that one. It's really cool. It's in Cascade
It's small.
Hollow, literally in a hollow. So we went on that one. I called my rep. Hey, can you give us a tour? Because he told me anytime you want to go, I'll get you a tour.
Yeah.
Got us a tour. Got the 2 extra tastings, We did an hour-long tour. So then they had these kind of like set up here. They got extra bottles.
and this was
15-year.
like at 9 a.m.
Yeah, 15-year, 17-year, 18-year. We sell them by the shot. $40, $50, $60. So me and Matt tried all of them. They were like, we're coming around to get a credit card payment. He's going around the room. The old dude, how the old thing was.
Yeah, they didn't come to us to get a payment.
He was probably late 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
He's been working there for 40 years. He leans in. He's like, hey, all these fucking people leave. We're going on a real tour. And me and Matt are like,
Okay.
he comes around. He's like, you don't have to pay for those. He's like, everybody left. He's like, just hold on. Everybody left. He's like, all right, let's go get my truck. So we got in his truck, me, Matt, the tour guide. He went and scanned his card, went behind the gate, took us to the 3 or 4 different rick houses.
Nice.
He's like, that's 15-year-old. Y'all want to try it? Go pop it open. We'll try it. Tried it straight out of the barrel.
oh man.
2.5 hours. We went all over the freaking place. And Matt the whole time was like, what'd you do? I'm like, you can't buy. I don't know what happened. So I text my rep. He's like, oh, I called in a favor. Y'all got the VIP tour. They don't,
Nice.
they don't offer that. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was awesome.
The whole time I was like, I have no idea what's happening.
So I'm trying to remember the distillery, and I can't think off the top of my head where they do where they make Pappy Van Winkle.
That's at Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
So Buffalo Trace has another one called Fable and Folly.
Mm-hmm.
It is extremely rare. So one of the warehouses burned down, and they captured maybe 100 barrels, and so they sell it very, 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 very selectively.
Mm-hmm.
They sell. It's called Fable and Folly. They sell one bottle a day,
Really?
either in person
Yeah.
or on the phone. Whoever gets it first, one bottle a day. And you can do tastings on it, right? You can get pours. So, the last one you poured me, that was $90. $90 a pour.
But I would pay for that, for something like that.
Sure.
That rare.
And so, and my friend, he bought it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you got it. Go ahead and do it. He was like, man, you bad influence. And
On
after that,
vacation.
we just
you
bought it.
said you're on vacation.
Yeah. And so he bought that $200 bottle. But
Oh.
That's cheap.
look, we got that $90 shot, and she looked around, and she gave us another one. Man,
There you go.
That still is the best one
Really?
I've ever had. Now, that Red Label,
Mm-hmm.
for me, is still all the way up there.
Yeah.
But that Fable and Folly, that was tough.
Have you tried any of the Pappies? You a fan of any of those?
Okay, I'm be honest. To me, Pappy's overrated.
It is. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's
For
overrated.
the secondary, absolutely.
Yeah. If you can get it at retail, at regular price, it's good.
At regular price, I may or may not pay for it. But
You should definitely pay for it because then you
And
can
then sell it.
yeah, but
You can buy a bottle of Pappy for $175 and sell it for $1,800.
But I will take the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond or
Yeah,
a
for
Blade
sure.
and Bowl,
Yeah.
Angel's Envy.
I agree with you.
There's so much good.
There's several.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll take the Misters
It is.
over
That
that.
one's good too.
To me,
Yeah.
like when I had it, I was like, I wanted more.
Yeah.
And maybe if it wasn't overhyped, that Lemonade Renegade. So I'm not a wine guy at all.
That shit is good.
Tried it at the Food and Wine Fest, and I was like, okay, that's good.
That's me. That's right there.
That's
the same
good.
thing. I told her, I'm like, I hate wine. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And actually, Fifth and Handle got a shipment in yesterday. We got 4 cases of it. That's good stuff.
He's an enabler.
He is.
Nah, I'm not. I like to drink.
Yeah, we're getting them on the show.
Be it
this
Mountain
later this
Dew,
summer.
whatever.
She's
gotta
gonna,
have
she's gonna
something
come
to
back to town and come on the podcast for us.
Nice.
She was really cool.
Yeah, that's really good.
They was kind of like just during COVID, we wanted to do something cool, and we saw a recipe for lemon wine, and we made it, and it was pretty good. So we tweaked it, made it even better. Then,
Dude, I love to hear stories like that and people that succeed just out of, I wouldn't say necessity, but just out of wanting to do something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just
try.
that stuff is good. Just
Mo-
get
mo-
you a little.
Most people
You gotta
just
taste
don't. I'll try. I'll taste it. 'Cause
Look,
It's good.
look.
Just get a little
That's
taste.
the enabler.
I just tasted and realized how good it was. I forgot.
It's
That was a 2
fucking
thumbs up.
amazing. This is weeded, right?
It's from Missouri.
Yeah, whatever that means.
That's a steak.
There's your little small pour.
You know, man.
That's
So,
good.
so it bothers me when I see people that won't even try. It's like, what if I fail? What if you don't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. But here's the thing: you don't lose when you fail. You lose when you quit.
Mm-hmm.
Just
If you fail, learn from it.
Yeah.
And don't
Yeah.
do that again.
yeah, you've learned what didn't work.
Right?
Somebody asked Chanel. She was like, they were like, what's been the key to your success? Crazy faith and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so like when COVID happened, crazy story. I'm working on the railroad because, like I said, railroad for 16 years, and Chanel wanted me to come start working in the business full time, and I was like, nope. Love you, but no. Like I made GM. I'm finally at 6 figures. I love my job. Like I go to work every day. I don't have to go out in the sun, play with trains, and no. Like why would I give that up?
Yeah.
To take over a labor intensive job. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Did you meet John Henry?
Not yet. Well, you know what?
That's the only famous railroad guy I know.
Though he's fictional, I met a guy. No, I met a guy that would remind you of John Henry.
I bet.
He used to have 2 those spike malls in his hand, and I saw him, bing bing, drive a spike in with 2 swings. Oh, that was. Then I was like, okay, that's pretty impressive.
That's John Henry.
Yeah. But no, she wanted to start the business. Well, had already started the business and wanted me to come on full time. And I was like, nah, I'm good. But I told her, I said, I tell you what, if the business doubles what I'm making, we'll have a conversation. Well, I did not know that she was going to take that as a personal challenge. Well, she did.
That's the second challenge I heard with Evan Williams' challenge too. So
There you go.
you need to stop challenging her.
Look, like she rises to the occasion. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
And so, fast forward about a year and some change, right? She says, "Hey, look at this." And so now I'm looking at a P&L statement, and I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute. Hey, this is pretty good. Like, we can do this." And so we made that transition end of 2019. So
That's a lot of people's story right there.
and we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
2019, rolling to 2020, March 2020, COVID, and it's like it shuts down.
Yeah.
And hey, wait a minute, I'm in the event business, and people can't get together.
Yeah.
And that shuts down for extended period.
Extended period. And so for the first time in my adult life, I'm a grown man. I got a wife, 2 kids, no job. Like I can count on one hand the times I've been like, oh crap, this was definitely up there.
Yeah.
Cause like my bills and things weren't gonna stop. And it was one of those times where like it couldn't fail.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of dug into, hey, what can we do? Like everybody's talking about you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. What do the rules say? What can we do?
Yeah.
And long story short, 2020 at that time was the best year financially we had in our business because we weren't doing 200, 300 person events. We were doing the 50 to 75 or on private property events. But if you have a budget for 300 and you drop that down to 100, you can make it look like that Instagram photo that you, inspiration photo. And so now you only fed 100 people, but, and we just nurture relationships every single day. And what we did was, even when we didn't have it, we were calling and emailing and checking on people, just mentally and emotionally, because some people didn't make it. Their businesses didn't make it through COVID, right? Like they weren't set up for it.
And a lot of it was the government telling you like 2 weeks to flatten the curve. So everybody said, we're just closed for 2 weeks, we'll be fine. And that never happened. Yeah. So like we had to do like you did, like pivot, like let's figure out something else. Like,
what can we do? And I mean, we came out of that better and stronger, because like you had to figure out ways, if you're going to make it, to add value to people.
For sure.
Because people weren't spending money if they didn't really truly believe that it was worth what they were spending at that time.
Yeah.
And that made us smarter, more adaptable business owners. And from there we've just been blessed to keep
awesome.
rolling. But man, when I tell you March 2020 hit, and I was like, man, I just gave up a 6-figure job to do a business, and the government said that I was non-essential. Like that was scary.
But when events came back, they came back gangbusters.
Man, did they? Did they?
Everybody wanted to be outside and do something.
the same thing like with the restaurant. Me and Gio kind of sat there and talked and pivoted like, hey, let's start doing to-goes. Like we didn't fire anybody. We set up sections in the parking lot. Like we numbered 1 through 10, that's yours. 10 through 20, that's yours. And people would pull
That's
up,
dope.
come out there like, hey, what can I get you? Go inside like for to-go orders, because you couldn't come inside to eat. But, we could have been like, hey, let's close for 2 weeks. But we're like, if we close for 2 weeks, we're out of business. Let's figure out what to do. Just kind of like you did, like, let's pivot, let's get something going. And we still did pretty good. We didn't fire anybody. We still did pretty well. And then, like I said, we came out, we learned stuff, got closer to the customers because they appreciated what we were doing, and came out better from it.
COVID exposed a lot of people. Like a lot of people who thought they were entrepreneurs, who thought they were business owners.
Yeah, they didn't have that outside of the box thinking.
Like,
You had to.
with the Matrix, you have to realize there is no spoon. Like
I just watched that the other day.
Yeah,
on
like-
Netflix now. It's on
yeah.
Netflix again.
like but you had to be creative.
Yeah.
And everybody wasn't.
That was even because it was, March, April, Cinco de Mayo. That's our biggest day of the year. We had a line, on 43, we had a line all the way down the road. People coming to get to-go drinks so we could do to-go margaritas. And, like, I went in there and got all the little mini Jose's. We ran out of those. So I just went through the ABC system that I ordered on the wholesale, and I bought every single mini tequila I could find. And I'd show up, and they're like, you bought every one we have in the warehouse. Everybody's pissed off at you because all these other Mexican places can't buy tequila because you bought it all. I'm like, that's their fault.
Yep.
Like, I jumped on it and, like, give all of it to me. I'm going to sell it.
And you already have my money, so I expect my product to show up on time.
And people love that because they come get to-go drink, get food. And then, of course, all the other restaurants copied what we were doing.
Yeah.
Play catch-up.
But, man,
We were playing checkers. They were all playing they were playing checkers. We were playing chess.
And I love that experience because it taught us what it really means to add value to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you really had to care about who they were first and really earn trust in order to like earn their business.
Yeah.
Like it felt old school. Like you weren't saturated with all this hype and pictures and stuff you see on social media. Like you had to put in the work.
And we even did like separating, tables. We bought an atomizer and got like chemicals, and me and Gio were in there spraying the restaurant down. And like we posted videos like, hey, we're trying to do everything we can to do the best we can during COVID, like to keep y'all safe and still have business. And people cared about that.
Absolutely.
Instead of like, hey, come in, we'll figure it out. We're like, no, we're gonna go by the rules, whatever we're supposed to do. Try to keep it clean, do all the stuff we can do so you can come enjoy yourself.
And you made an interesting comment. You said that some people were playing checkers and you were playing chess. The interesting thing about chess is, it's a great game of strategy.
Yeah.
But in chess, you all start with the same pieces. In business, that's not the case.
That's true.
In life,
That's
that's
true.
not the case. You got your pieces.
Yeah.
I got my pieces. They're not going to be the same.
Yep.
If you don't learn how to play this game of life and business, here's the deal. You're playing it whether you want to or not.
You are.
So you might as well learn the rules and play the game successfully.
And control your own destiny.
Control your own destiny.
I thought it was interesting what you said. Everybody thought they were entrepreneurs, and they really weren't.
No.
They got exposed. Like you said, like your business and our business, we're like, Matt's business too. Like, hey, this ain't working. What else we're going to do? Let's do that. Okay, that works.
That
Other
works.
people are like, this ain't working. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna close.
I'm just gonna close.
Maybe I'll fix it, and then what? A year, 2 years, whatever it lasted.
Yeah,
I guess the worst part was a year, maybe. That was some crazy times.
man. Yeah,
It was. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to
I'm
do
good.
it again. Yeah.
I do not need a repeat. This ain't bad.
It's different. It's good. I enjoy it.
It is good.
Rickhouse proof from Missouri.
What's the proof on it? Because it feels nice. And look at that color. Man, that's a 6-year in Missouri. That's
What's that? That's
beautiful.
95, 100?
120.
I'll tell you a good little COVID story.
You drank too much.
Yeah. I'll tell you a good COVID story to close this out that you'll after I tell you this, you'll be like, yeah, you shouldn't run for politics. It's a quick story. So during COVID, everything's shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Church, you can't go to church. So like we were going to one church, wife and kids, and we were kind of drifting away from Christ. We're like, I don't really like that church anymore. My kids didn't like going there. So we thought about going to this other church, Capstone.
Yeah.
So I had met, Jeremy Barrage?
I know the name.
So we met him at the gym.
Right.
And I like listening to the podcast, and so I would listen to his sermons. And I liked how he talked and how he connected and everything. It felt like me and you talking instead of somebody way up here.
Yeah.
So I was listening to his sermons, just driving around town doing my work. So then we decided to switch the church. We switched, COVID happened. So what they do, he still preached, but he did it on TV.
There you go.
So I texted him one day, like, look, kind of what I told you, like, we were drifting away. We met you, decided to switch churches because I used to love listening to you. Then COVID happened. I was like, now I'm watching you on TV in my living room because some motherfucker ate a bat.
What?
He just said, I love you, brother. What? Everybody's like, you text your preacher? I'm like, yeah, I got it saved. I'll show you. Like, that's what I told him because that's who I am. But it's true. Like,
And he appreciates that.
yeah, somebody in China ate a bat and made COVID, whatever conspiracy theory. I'm like, I'm sitting in my living room because I can't go to church.
I bet you were conspiracy hell with COVID.
He's like, yeah, you should never run.
Yeah, don't do that one. That's what's up, man.
That's who I am. Just honest. Gives Gio a hard time because he's used to it now, though.
Ah, yeah.
Well, man, there's nothing wrong with man. Be open, be honest, be upfront, be who you are.
People like it. Like you hadn't done the tequila experience yet, have you?
I haven't yet.
You need to do one. Like me and Gio host it. And I am who I am. I'm just sitting there talking about stuff, and Giovanni's like, "Don't cuss too much." I'm like, "It is what it is."
You need to get the whole
People are gonna
Northport
like
City Council and Glendon and Terra. Get them and y'all do a tequila tasting.
Team building.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what we can call it.
Yeah, too many of us in a room. Be an open meeting.
I'll control it. I'll be drinking. It is fun though. We walk you through like the history of tequila, how it's made. We got like 4 different pours. Pair it with different foods. It's a good time.
Nice.
It's good tequila, too. I'm not a big tequila drinker, but it's good.
That's one of the things I always tell people. They're like, "Where's the salt? Where's the lime?" I'm like, "This isn't the shit you drank in college. This is sipping tequila.
Yeah.
You're not just shooting it." I was like, "We're
Look,
sipping it. I'm gonna teach you how to sip it right."
Gio gave me one at the soft opening that was nothing soft about it. Y'all just open.
Probably the Addictivo Reposado.
Yeah, and
Because I told him don't.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
Man, I drunk it and I was like, "Woo, okay, I'm awake now."
I know which one it was because usually it's Addictivo and Yeho. That's his favorite one. But I told him, hey, ABC's out of it this week. Don't be giving a bunch away because I don't have extra. So what did he do? He gave the Reposado away. I was like, I have even less of that. He's like, well, you didn't tell. You just told me don't give the Yeho away.
did.
I'm like,
See, you got to be specific.
yeah.
I did what you said.
Yeah,
I
that's
gave
what-
the other one.
I gave the
away.
other one away. I was like, well, now we have to wait, a month for them to get it back in.
You know what, Gio? He be like, "Look, give this one away.
Yeah.
Just give him exactly what you want him to do."
That's right.
He was
Because
ha-
if he has access to everything else, Gio gonna be Gio, baby.
he was having fun that night. But the tequila thing is pretty cool though. You would enjoy it.
Yeah, and that, man, that was a great night, man. Congratulations to y'all.
Oh, thank
'cause
you.
That was like we walked in there and I was like, "Yo, this is amazing." And the food was great, the atmosphere was great,
Thank
the
you.
tequila was top notch,
Yeah.
and I heard nothing but great things, and so man, I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's been bumping ever since too. People have been loving coming to it, and especially, I know the students are fixing all leave, but football season gets kicked up. Like it's gonna be crazy.
I'm excited to see football season. That'd be one of those things where I'm not getting out. I'm just driving through to see what it looks
what it's
like.
like.
I'm not gonna get out my truck, but I'm
Why? Y'all do a lot. Do y'all not do a lot
we do a
during
ton.
home football games?
Yeah, during home football game.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drive through it and see.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see the first big SEC game.
I am
here.
too.
Georgia.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be a good one.
And man, I tell you what, man, I'm excited about the product we're gonna put on the field. Honestly,
Yeah.
I know one of the coaches, and I've seen a couple of them. Man, they look sharp. Like those guys look pretty doggone sharp, man.
I think it's new excitement. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime you have something new, it's exciting.
That's true.
I mean, he's coach proving that he can win.
Yeah. He was
He
in
proved-
the national championship.
He proved that he can score points.
Yeah.
So like, it's gonna be a different
What's his name?
Alabama Coach DeBoer.
No, somebody else. I was thinking somebody else. No.
Like,
not him.
but I think it's gonna be different than what we're seeing, used to seeing.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be awesome.
I don't know if he's still with him. Josh Chapman. Familiar with Josh?
Mm-mm.
He used to be. He's still got a profile. He was a player development. He played for Ty a long time ago. I think he went for the Cowboys for a little bit brief.
I've seen him.
Big
Yeah.
old dude.
Yeah.
Big. He's probably 6'6", 350. Big dude. So he came in the tequila bar. Not the new part, the Jalapenos downtown one day. He was setting up at the bar. It was lunchtime. He was like, let me get Mexican tacos. I was like, you ever had pork belly? He's like, I like pork. I don't know. I'm like, dude, just if you don't like them, I'll pay for it. Just try them out. You'll love them.
Man, those.
So he ordered them. I'm sitting there talking to Buddy. I just hear, motherfucker. I look over. And he goes, he's in the mouth. Like, this is the best thing I ever had. He's like, I'm coming back. I'm bringing my old lady tonight. We're coming back.
Yeah.
I was like, like I said, he's a big old boy, and he just sat there and yelled it out loud. I'm like, oh, he's fixing to kill me. He just had something nasty. He's like, this is the best thing. It was awesome. He's like, I'm coming back tonight, eat the same thing with some tequila.
Man,
Nice.
those were awesome.
I hadn't seen him in a while. I need to call him and see. Like I said, he still has a profile, so I'm guessing he's still with the team. They probably would have deleted it if he wasn't.
Yeah. They would have done that.
He's a pretty cool dude.
Man, you guys are awesome. I love this. I gotta come back and have us a good time.
We do. We always have a good time.
We do have a good time.
We
Gotta
gotta
get to learn
go. We gotta go
something.
live next time.
You can.
We can take questions.
Hey, I'm all about it.
Okay.
See, y'all are
Okay.
fancy, man. Y'all can take questions. And
Yeah.
I mean,
We
probably.
can
do
do
all this
call-ins. You can do
We
call-ins.
can do call-ins.
So we will
We
do
got,
live.
we got the soundboard
So-
over here.
So right there, that's what you need. That road.
This thing.
that road.
Yeah.
I keep seeing it everywhere,
Yeah.
and I'm
You
having.
can change your voice.
Oh wow, there you go.
So whenever you're ready, let me know. I got you. Good price.
Let's go.
You can program stuff in.
A bullshit?
And you can have callers call in and that kind of stuff.
You can Bluetooth. It has a Bluetooth channel, so you can Bluetooth your
Love
phone
it.
and have people call in.
Yep.
Oh
Pretty
man,
cool. And they sell a little smaller one too. It just does like 2 mics instead of the 4 mic system.
Yep.
It's sweet though.
And luckily, Rhodes helped sponsor us, so give a shout out to Rode.
Appreciate it, Road.
Yeah.
They don't listen, but
Oh, they listen, dude.
they might.
that's what's up. Just make sure you tag them on everything that you post.
Need
That's
to.
right.
I ain't done that yet.
Anything you want to add? Close it out.
Not really, man. You know, I thank y'all for having me on, man. This is awesome. We've been talking about this for
We have.
I know
I'm
at
glad.
least 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
That's what even at the soft open, Giovanni's like, man, Anwar yet? He's like, you need it on the podcast. I'm like, Matt's been talking about it. He's like, come meet him. Come meet him.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally got you on. I
and-
know you're busy.
I made myself busier. But you know that's a good thing. I'm excited about it, and Northport's gonna be fine.
Oh, yeah. Has Ryan Phillips interviewed you yet
Yeah,
with the patch?
yeah, yeah.
I miss Ryan.
I think he used to be our sponsor. He disappeared on us.
Yeah.
What'd y'all do?
He's ghosted. I don't know.
What's up, Ryan? What's up with that?
Ron, don't be like that,
I'll
man.
call him out right here on air. In a Spotify playlist and everything.
But even like you said, like some of the stuff we talked about, we wouldn't talk about that just seeing you at Jalapenos and hanging out. Like that's what's cool about this round table discussion. You learn stuff about people you don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then other people watch it, they learn stuff about you, and like that's what's cool.
yeah. And I, I did my homework. I started watching a couple of shows, and I was like, yo, this is really cool. And y'all only gonna get bigger.
I
It's
hope
only
so.
gonna get
We're
better.
trying.
We are.
Who do y'all want to interview that you haven't interviewed yet?
Like locally or
Locally and not locally. See, I feel like I'm interviewing y'all.
that works. Like probably like like Donald Trump, like Joe Biden,
Same time. Same time.
Me personally, I would love to get a small person on the podcast.
That'd be dope.
Like a little person?
Yeah, a little person.
A midget.
Midget's probably the word I'm looking for.
That is also why you're not running.
That's on the list.
I mean, we've tried. But but I mean, how many times have you?
I'm gonna ask because I think your viewers want to know.
How many times have you personally sat down and talked to a small person?
Twice.
Okay.
Damn.
But a lot of people have it.
I
They
knew
don't
he
have
was-
access to small people.
I knew he was cool.
You think you can get him on the show?
Well, it wasn't here, and I'll be honest. The first time, the first time was kind of uncomfortable for me because like I didn't know what to say, and I didn't want to say anything offensive.
Right.
But it was really cool because he was like, "Dude, just relax. I'm a person," and so like
And I think everybody needs to know that.
yeah, just relax.
Yeah.
I always say that with like meeting famous people. Like, wife went to Vegas and they had all these famous people. Like, just act like I was in shorts. I was like, just act like you're supposed to be here. And I just walked up. I was like, they're people. We met Flavor Flav.
There
He
you
was
go.
there, and all these Chris Angel and all this. I was like, just act like you're supposed to be here. She's like,
right.
everybody's in suits. You're in shorts. I'm like, they might
That's
think I'm
even
the
better.
they might think I'm
That's
the
right.
richest person here. Like,
They don't know my story.
yeah, just walk up like, what's going on, man? Hey, can I get a picture with you?
There you go.
Anybody ask to get a picture with you?
Oh yeah, everybody.
Bet.
I don't know who would we want on here. It's a tough question. No, it's a good one.
It is a good question.
Definitely,
Y'all have had a lot of cool people on here.
definitely little people. That's been a goal from the start.
Yeah, it has. Just being honest. I'd like to get my wife Nikki on here and interview her.
Shit,
I'd like
Nikki-
to get your wife on her. She's got a big personality.
Oh yeah.
We should get Nikki and your wife on here, and we're wanting to be here. Like, they can have a women episode.
Hey,
That'd be cool. That'd be something different.
you ain't lying.
Yeah.
See, like now
They will not disappoint.
Now that
I
you kind
agree.
of know me, me and Matt are the same. Giovanni and Nikki are the same.
Oh, 100%.
Me and Matt are the AWOL, say some crazy stuff. Nikki and Giovanni like bring us back down.
So we try to come up with marketing schemes for Eat My Beats, jalapenos, and Nikki shuts me down. Giovanni shuts him down.
They're the political. We're the politically incorrect.
It's a yin and yang. Are you and your wife like that?
Very much so.
Okay.
Who's
So
the,
you get
who's
it.
the AWOL one?
Oh, that's her.
She's the unpolitically correct.
I won't say she's unpolitically correct.
She got a little more crazy in her than you.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
At
In a-
least,
in a
at
good
least
way.
for right now, legally. Yeah.
Right?
No, she's just 100% authentic.
Yeah.
I think sometimes my wife is one of those people like you know exactly where you stand,
I love that.
and
That's me.
so that offends some people because people we like to live in bubbles and filters and pretend that things aren't that actually are.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
But
I'm sure anything she says, she's trying to help somebody as far as, you know.
you she is like
Yeah.
she has the absolute biggest heart, and you will ask her and she will help you. The thing is, you expected this big, fancy, soft, roundabout, cushiony answer. She said, "Why don't you just do this?"
Yeah.
And then you're like, "But stop making excuses. Just do what the hell I told you to do, and it'll work." And people are like, "What?" She was like, "You know what? Never mind. I'm done." And like after 2 or 3 times, she's done with it.
Yeah.
And then people are like,
I get it.
"Oh, what? No, she gave you an answer. You just wanted it to be fluffy."
Right.
But then what you don't realize is you're wasting people's time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's true.
And like if you ask me for my help and you say, "Hey, what's the answer to this?" And I tell you that the answer is B, and then you go out and mark C, I'm not crying.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
And then at the end of the day, my life ain't messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You chose not to make your life better. I'm not crying about that. And that offends some people.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you had a chance. Like, but some people, and I was talking to one of my guys, it was crazy. And I was like, man, one of the things that probably frustrates me about your generation the most is that you ask for help, you want mentorship and guidance, and I'm sitting here telling you that the answer is B, but Mr. Anwar, I really like C. I know you like C. C looks good. It sounds good. It smells good. You think it's going to be good. I have a 20-year head start on you. C is a horrible answer.
You know what they call those people? Assholes.
Yeah.
That's what I call my daughter. Like, you're an asshole. Because you're like, which one? This one or this one? That one. I'm going to go with this one. Like why you even ask me?
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me, I knew you were going to be, she said, I just didn't want you to be right. Wait a minute.
Why'd you ask?
It doesn't hurt my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already good. Like,
You're trying to help lead them.
you didn't take my advice and you're still not better.
Yeah.
Wait till you have some teenagers.
Look, man.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun.
But then people will tell you, oh man, you got this and you got that, and you know it must be nice. It is. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Look, I've been broke. It sucks. I don't recommend being broke at all.
Right.
Like, get out of that as soon as you possibly can.
It's true. I would say Saban would be a cool guest. Probably never happened.
Why not?
Saban would be good.
Be a tough one. Try to get Christy Bobo to help us because she knows him apparently, but nope. Greg Byrne would be a cool one. Nate Oates.
Yeah.
Some like university coaches.
You got to get Trip on here.
We had Trip.
We've had Trip.
Trip Powell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a long time ago, like 7th episode.
Like Trip might be able to help you.
We asked him, ghosted us.
Trip is busy. I'm sure.
We do have Roll Tide Willie, so that's pretty close.
That is.
Yeah, Trip had a lot going on probably with a new coach and then and all that. Yeah, I can see that.
Who else would you say, guess-wise?
I can't say. I mean, I literally can't say. You know who.
The little people, Coach Saban. I know who.
I'm not politically
Give me
correct
a
at all.
clue. Give me a clue.
I'm not. I'll talk to you later. We'll talk later. I'll text you later.
I know who it is.
No, you don't.
Dang, now I'm curious.
I know the genre of who it is.
You know the genre of who it is. But don't say.
It's like one of those moments somebody says, "Don't look down." I'm looking down.
looking at- yeah.
I'm going to look down.
Yeah. I'm not saying.
We tried to get Stan Pate. He said no.
Stan Pate would be, to me, he's the most interesting person in Tuscaloosa. So I would love to have Stan Pate on here.
He said no. I texted him 7 times. I'm really persistent. That's another thing about me. It's a fault.
No, it's not a fault.
I think it's
No,
great.
I love it. It's like one of my powered things.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people give up too easy.
I've been called a persistent son of a bitch, and I got a sermon. My neighbor's a preacher. He did a sermon about me being persistent.
Like a lot of people want to be successful, but they don't realize that success qualifies you.
Yeah.
Like if you're willing to give up and walk away easily, you don't
Yeah.
deserve to be successful.
That's how we've got people on the show too, being persistent.
I'm going to have a topper.
Hey, you want to be on the show? Yeah, one day. Hey, I'm good. Hey, you want to be on the show? One day. I'm like, yes or no. If you say no, I'll leave you alone. But just one day, I'm gonna keep calling you.
Yeah. Till one day is today.
I'd like to have more women on here. I think women are interesting.
I think all men think women are interesting.
I think
we're right.
I think Deontay would be a cool one.
Deontay would be good.
y'all got Deontay.
I told him like I don't even want to talk about boxing. I want to talk about like your experiences when you went to Dubai and all the places, like how the culture and stuff different. I don't want to sit here and like, how was that fight? How was this fight? Like stuff you hear on TV all the time.
Yeah.
I want to hear like, tell me your experiences. 'Cause I know he has a ton.
No doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
When I come like, hey, you want to be on the show next week? I'm going to Bulgaria, do a commercial, but maybe when I get back, I'm like, that's cool.
That's just crazy.
Just be like, what do people don't know about being the heavyweight champion in the world that they would never think of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we know what we see, but what don't we see?
Yeah. All the behind the scenes and
Dude, I remember watching him box at freaking Shelton State.
yeah, I was there.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy.
I need to get him on. Shelton State dude.
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Co?
He was supposed to come on.
He said he can't because he's...
I'm trying to get, I think I told you, I'm trying to get Fitzgerald Washington come on.
He's appointed
Yeah.
instead of elected.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
I told Anwar he's technically appointed because we didn't vote for him yet.
No,
It is true.
I ain't technically appointed. I am appointed.
He's in the middle. He wasn't appointed by the governor or nothing. He was appointed by council, I guess.
Northport City Council.
I'm gonna call Fitz tomorrow. Be like, hey, he was appointed. Why can't
Right?
you come?
He came on.
Yeah,
He's got good stories.
just
You know Fitz.
Don't say anything dumb. At the end of the day,
You know Fitz.
Right.
I've met him in passing, but like we don't know each other.
He was at my bachelor party in Atlanta.
He is a top notch.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is.
Man, y'all gotta get like Michelle on here.
Michelle would be great.
Michelle Obama.
Carrie Fitz.
Carrie Fitz would be.
Carrie, you know, she's
Which Michelle?
Coley.
Oh, thought you meant Michelle Obama. A good one.
It would be.
It would be amazing.
I ain't got that kind of juice though, but yeah, that'd be great.
Michelle would be good, and her husband would be great.
Yeah. Get Katrina on here, president of DCH. Like
Katrina would be a good time.
Like
We do need to get Katrina on here.
Make it happen.
All right.
yeah, like there's some people, man, that I mean, with her position and all the stuff she can. Yeah, why not?
Just fun, like you said, learning something about somebody that you don't know.
Absolutely.
And the public needs to hear about DCH in a,
in a positive way, and the changes and everything that's happening. Like you got to cut through all that noise and just false information that's out there and get to the truth.
There's so many people in this community that are trying so hard to make this community the best place.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to bring out.
I tried to get Bobo on here. She wouldn't come.
What'd you do?
No. She said, I'd love to, but it's probably not a good idea. I was like, okay.
She said she wasn't interesting.
Everybody's
I think
interesting.
everybody is. Yeah.
Everybody has a story.
They do have a story. Yeah. And a lot of people can relate to a story that you don't even think people can relate to.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, that's a good question. We don't have. Somebody asked me the other day.
Yeah, you got to make a list.
They're like, "What's your 5-year goal of your podcast?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just trying to get through this week." I was like, "If we get 500 subscribers on YouTube, we can start making money."
So besides
That's
our
cool.
day job, we have had a Sunday all day podcast,
Yeah. Food and wine.
all day Tuesday
Tuesday.
podcast,
Tonight podcast.
and then a podcast today.
I don't think I follow y'all on what you call. So
Everything.
TikTok,
I'm about to do it right now.
and definitely on YouTube. YouTube's my big push.
Yeah.
I think that's
More money on it.
that's where the money's at.
We'll have to show him a Buffalo Trace video to get his reaction on air
Subscribe.
before we cancel the show.
Are you canceling?
I'm gonna turn it off.
You getting
whatever.
canceled?
Nah, I can't get
He's
canceled.
not politically correct. It could happen.
Let's
Man, y'all
see.
should be the goal should be a top 10 podcast.
That'd be awesome.
I think that y'all can do it.
I'd just be happy with people in this area watching, just to
This one of our biggest
to
videos.
see people.
Oh, why is it not making noise?
If you hadn't seen this one.
Careful out there. This dude, 9:30 in the morning, just knocked on my door in my neighborhood and said, "Hey, you let me tickle your butthole, I give you a Buffalo Trace."
You gotta look.
Look,
Hey, y'all be careful out there.
It's got like 50,000 views.
yeah, that's our biggest video.
Oh man. No.
It's a good one.
Dude, District 4, I think you got it, bro. I think you got it.
You gonna win something.
I don't want it.
I don't know what it is, but you gonna win something.
I don't want
You
it.
gonna win something.
I appreciate you coming on. It's been awesome.
Hey man, thank y'all for having me. This is
Enjoyed
great.
it.
This is great.
We probably sit here for another couple hours.
So when,
Man,
when you get your podcast going,
Yeah. Now that I see some starting points, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna call y'all connecting because I have a similar idea, but I think it's gonna be great.
yeah, you need to.
I should-
You
I
definitely need
I
to.
text you that picture of Gio, so now you got my number. So if you got questions or whatever, shoot me a text, shoot me a text.
Absolutely. So the question I always ask before I leave anything is, how can I help y'all? I've already subscribed.
There you go. Get us some more
That's
guests.
it.
Guests, and more guests.
That's it.
Some ideas
Yeah.
for guests.
Yeah.
Some
Anybody you think is interesting that
Yeah.
we need to be and people need to know about. There's a lot of people out there that do a lot of things that nobody knows about.
that nobody knows about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some water park tickets.
Dude, if you can get me some water park, seriously, opening day on that
Not doing
island,
that.
on that island,
Nope.
I want-
Nope.
I want to ride in a tank.
I would like to ride in a tank. Hey, with a midget.
I'm out. I'm out.